That was wild.
Queef.
Hello and welcome to Sin and Sage, the podcast that leads us into witchcraft chaos, terrible TBRs, and the occasional paranormal stories. I am here today with Robyn and Corri. My name is Nikita Rogers. I will be hosting for the night. This is episode 2. I think episode 1 went quite well, even if I do say so myself. Are you guys happy so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the editing and that was unreal.
Oh, brilliant.
Like if you had heard the unedited version.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie and say it didn't take me a long time to edit
Was
said
it 6
episode.
hours?
Yeah, it was a lot, but it was worth it. It was just a lot of random shit talking in between each segment. So,
And at least 15 minutes of laughing.
how are you this week? What have you been up to?
It's been a week.
It has been a week. It's been a
Yes.
lot.
So I didn't talk on the first episode about what I actually do. So I run the Venus Rising community. So we have crystal workshops. This is literally just started, by the way. We have had like really small moon gatherings previously, but we done our first crystal workshop on Sunday, and it was so good.
It was so much fun. There's nothing quite like heading to Robyn into Venus Rising and going to her classes and just steeping yourself into everything that she knows and meeting up with like-minded people. So if you are around and you're a woman, because it is a woman's space.
It is.
Yeah, sorry guys. But if you are around and you're looking for a community, Robyn's Venus Rising is definitely the place for you.
Yeah, so we done crystal workshop on Sunday, and it was really, really good. And last week I got a, let's say, magical delivery.
Magical delivery.
Yes, but I'm going to talk about that in my part, but
Okay.
buzzing me.
It's beautiful.
It is so lovely. And we're not talking about the rose because I haven't ordered it yet,
Okay. Okay.
just to be clear.
Okay.
So-
Corri, how was your week?
My week was pretty mundane, to be honest. I didn't really do much.
Well,
Looking after
slow
the
weeks
kids,
are better than
working.
busy weeks, to be fair. Well, my week was steady. I have done nothing but clean today in the tattoo studio. Sorted a bunch of that out. I've been writing. I've been drawing again, which is diabolical and not as fun as I remember it being.
But it looks so good.
It looks good.
so
It does look
like the
good, but I'm
detail.
also like 5 hours in and I'm like debating giving up. So
Can I just point out this is your fault for wanting to put so much detail onto leather corsets,
I know.
which look amazing.
They do look amazing, and no one else is going to notice but me. But my plan is that if I do drawings from scenes, no, number one, if I do that myself, I'm going to have to spend less money on hiring artists. But also, I'll be able then, if I do a special edition, I can do like page inlays, and I'll have all the artwork done.
I am still waiting on the special editions for Whisper of Witches.
Listen, let me tell you something.
You know, like the ones that look like foiled?
We've
No.
been friends. Like I have been proper friends with Nikita for about like fangirling for about 3 years now. I still have none of my editions signed. None of them. I have not got
What
a
the
sign.
fuck is wrong with you?
Do you know what? She's
Bring
been
them
in,
in.
she's been in my house. I've been in her house. There have been books everywhere.
I
Not
went one
of them
step
is
further
signed.
than you. I
I
got
know.
mine signed and then I got it tattooed onto my fucking leg.
I know.
She has
I did
my
see
signature
it.
tattooed
Yeah.
on her leg.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she's a better
For
friend.
life.
That's all.
Yeah.
Do you know,
No, so I'm slowly but surely getting through. I finished another chapter. It's getting there slowly, but that's what my whole week coming up is looking like. It's just going to be more drawing, more tattooing, and crying over my iPad when I'm drawing. Well, Robyn, for the witchcraft portion of our little podcast today, what are you delving into?
so today we're going to talk about Grimoires versus Book of Shadows.
I want to know the difference between the two.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you the difference because I'm going to assume nobody knows what it is. Well, Nikita, you might because we chatted about this the other day. But did you know before that? Before we
I
chatted
mean,
about
I
it?
think I was about 75% there, and then
Yeah.
you just got me the rest of the way.
That's what she said.
That's what you said.
Yeah, so the reason we're talking about Grimoires and Books of Shadows is because my magical delivery this week was, have you seen the grimoire, the crone that Mystic Enchantments is selling?
I have. I'm in and out of Mystic Enchantments a lot. Every time I work in Belfast, I have to pop in. And then I was on the website and I did see it. Are you telling me that's what you got?
That is what I got.
I'm so jealous.
I've seen it a few times on Instagram.
It's gorgeous. It is like, I'm not even joking. When I say it's a beautiful book, was it an expensive book? Yes. Was it worth it? Yes. Did I clarinet? Yes. Did it come out of David's bank account? Also, yes.
Thanks, hubby.
Cheers, Davey. But it is the most beautiful book. It's leather bound, it's handmade. And then I'm going to talk more about it in the grimoire section, because grimoires are handed down. And I'm not very artistic, so I'm not going to make one. You know what I mean? And I come from a family of Presbyterians.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So nobody's handing me a grimoire anytime soon.
No.
So I bought one. But it's absolutely stunning. And it's spelled.
It's spelled. Tell me what that
It's
means.
spelled, yeah. So like inside it basically says, and I haven't got it in front of me right now, but it basically says something like, if you photocopy, take pictures of, share like publicly, you're cursed.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I'm absolutely here for that.
I like a wee
Like,
curse.
I'm all about the respect and the sacredness of the book.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think you really just need to respect that. When someone puts that in, you need to fucking respect it. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Well, I had the absolute privilege of chatting to Janet from Mystic Enchantments, because I wanted to message her and ask her if I could talk about it on podcast, because I wanted to respect that, whole
Boundary.
sacred boundary. Exactly. So I had the absolute pleasure of chatting to her, and she gave me a little quote.
Okay.
So Janet said, "We came from a long line of practicing witches, and we knew it was time to pass down a true sacred grimoire from our family's witch lineage, carried quietly for centuries. Witches have been calling for this for a long time, and it felt right for real knowledge to be shared."
I love that. The
Like,
sharing of knowledge is just
how
so...
true is that?
Yeah, the sharing of knowledge is just so important as well, because otherwise things just get lost.
Yeah.
It's also the fact that as well, that for likes of you who doesn't come from a line of witches,
Exactly.
you're the starting point in your family, so it's nice to have that for yourself to start from.
Yeah,
as
well,
well.
I mean, I'm not gonna, like, who am I handing it down to?
Me.
Yeah. I think Thea, my niece, or Annie, but I don't know if she's going to go that way. Thea's definitely going that way. Thea's my wee witch.
Yeah, but it doesn't technically. I mean, family is objective and subjective, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure.
Family isn't always by blood.
Yeah, well, that's
Exactly.
true.
Is it personalised to you?
No, you see, this is what the difference is between a grimoire and a book of shadows. That's what we're going to chat about. So by the end of this, you will have your answer, Corri. I know we chatted about it briefly there, but do you know the difference?
Nope.
No, not you, Corri, or not you.
Whoa! That was so dismissive.
I was going to say, I was going to go, no, don't say anything, Nikita. Like, Corri,
Nikita's
answer.
getting the bombastic side out there.
And I was just not going to say anything because I didn't want to ruin the reveal. But I mean,
this
fuck
is
me.
totally being edited out because
No,
my
it's
brain's
not.
not working. I'm not.
Definitely not.
I'm not.
Just
this
tell us the
bad.
difference.
No, Mia. I don't want to play anymore. So, the history of a grimoire. A grimoire comes from the French word. Oh, this is going to be so bad. I'm sorry. I'm from Northern Ireland. Grimoire, which means grammar or learning.
Grimoire.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying it. Basically grammar, right?
Grammar.
Grimoire it's French, obviously, and dates back to the 12th to the 18th century in Europe, and they are mainly linked to ceremonial magic scholars and learned witches. Book of Shadows became popular in the 20th century through Wicca and modern magic, and then it was brought into sort of wider use in the 1950s by Gerald Gardner.
Yes.
And I know he gives me the ick.
I know, Gerard Garner giving me the X. This is why I don't class myself as anything to do with Wiccan. It actually just makes me want to bug in my mouth.
Yeah, I'm here. Like, I mean, if you're Wiccan, then absolutely
Go for it. Just don't talk to me about it.
Yeah, it's not a vibe for me at all. So the difference being a grimoire is a textbook, a recipe book, a cookbook. Yeah. So it's going to hold all your information, your spells, your rituals, your ceremonies, and everything that you need and everything you do. And it's going to be very precise and very formal. So a Book of Shadows is a personal book. So you're going to put in your Book of Shadows how your spells went. You're going to write down your spell, obviously, and then you're going to write down how it went, how you felt whenever you were doing it. You're going to journal in it, dream interpretations. It's going to be a lot more personal. And a Book of Shadows, where the grimoire stays the same and stays very formal, a Book of Shadows will grow with the witch. So you might start a Book of Shadows with one idea, but as you work through it, by the end of that first book that you made, because you're going to be going forever here.
Oh yeah, you'll do like multiple
You'll do
volumes.
multiple volumes, and then by the time you get to the end, what you thought at the start is not necessarily what it's going to be at the end.
Is it true that some witches destroy their Book of Shadows after they finished it? Like finished like volume by volume?
Yeah, so Nikita could probably answer that question, because she did that.
Yeah, I did. So the thing is, it is traditional. It depends on what type of witchcraft you're doing. I made my own Book of Shadows. Now, to me, a Book of Shadows and my terminology for said word is slightly different. I had a Book of Shadows. My first one, volume 1, was I made the book whole myself. So I made the pages myself, and I bound it myself, and I did the cover myself. And then on the opening page of that book was my dedication to myself. Basically, my dedication was I was going to say, right, for the next 366 days, because it's a year and a day, I am going to dedicate every single day to learning more about this craft and writing down everything that I've learned. And then by the end of that year and a day study, you will decide whether or not this is going to be your religion from here on in, or whether or not it's not for you. So that's like your year of study. And your dedication basically is that you write in it, you do your ritual to say that you're dedicating yourself. By the end of that book, it's because it's all study based, so I would write in, let's say, all about lunar magic, and I don't really like lunar magic. It's not my vibe. I'm not a moon kind of girly. I don't follow the moons like Robyn does. I know she loves a wee moon.
I love a wee moon.
I love a wee moon. Moons aren't my thing. So I could write it all in there. By the end of the Book of Shadows and my end of my year and a day, I realised that's not my type of thing. So it's not going to make it into my second volume. So by the time I finished that whole thing, and then I burned that, made a new book, and then started it again, but I just didn't make the new book.
Yeah, well, when you explain it that way, it's understandable why you destroy it, because you're over and done with that. You don't want other people finding out the findings. You put literally your heart and your soul and your blood and sweat into it or whatever.
And it's even someone else could find it and go through it, but they're not going to get anything from it, because the whole point of you writing in this is to learn what fits you. Because what works for me and my magic isn't going to work for Lee, and his magic isn't going to work for you and yours. And that's how you find out what works for you and what doesn't. But I had 3 different books. So, because, the ADHD. I had a Book of Shadows, I had a Book of Illumination, and a Book of Mirrors. So my Book of Shadows was all text-based. It was all just, this is how it works. This is the different times of the year that you need to work with. My Book of Mirrors was like reflection work.
So was your Book of Shadows a grimoire? Technically.
Technically.
Was it like textbook, recipes, cookbook?
Yes,
very formal, not personal.
Yeah, technically
It was a
because
grimoire.
I moved all of my, in like this worked for me, but this one didn't. I moved all of that introspective work to a different book, because I don't like messy chaos. I like it's just the way I am. So I moved all of my, well, this didn't work for me, so next time I'm going to try this journaling into my Book of Mirrors and my Books of Illumination, and then burn all of them. But that's me.
Yeah, they're kind of irrelevant, though, in my opinion, with the craft, in the sense that you only really need 2 books. Do you know what I mean? They do use the Book of Illumination and the Book of Mirrors. And I mean, as witches in general, we do love a book.
We do love a book.
Listen, I'm not a witch and I love a book.
But listen, like, I mean, Nikita will tell you, we've done it. Do you know what? I really want to start meditating. I need a new journal for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I really want to. I really want to do this. I need a new journal for that. It's like I really want to go to the gym, but I'm going to have to buy 5 new water bottles to do it.
Yeah, and you think every time you get something new, it's going to change your life. Like this is the journal that will I'm just going to be a new person.
Listen, I buy a diary every fucking year to put appointments and shit into it. Do I write in that? I write in the first page, put all my personal details in, and then it gets fucked to the side and left to get dusty.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's just maybe it's not a witch thing, maybe it's a woman thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But nowadays in modern witchcraft, they kind of, what we do is we blend the 2 together.
Yeah.
So then grimoires are sort of then, I feel like grimoires are a dying breed.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever talks about them. Every time you talk to somebody, and like even in our circle, like I've said to them, make yourself a Book of Shadows, because that's what it is. It's a grimoire, and and I say to them, put everything in it, absolutely everything in it. But a grimoire is a dying breed now, which is sad. So that's why I have obviously bought mine.
Yeah. But I think that's because, I mean, paganism, witchcraft, whatever spiritual path you're on is very solitary. So I know for me, anyway, you might have your women's groups or your circles and stuff, but any magic I do is very personal.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I'm not going to be coming in here and doing spells with you guys.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
It's different doing a wee release or a wee manifestation,
for sure.
absolutely. But your spells that you do, I think they are very personal.
Yeah,
and
you don't need a coven for them. I just need a wee support group.
There is sometimes whenever you just think, I need to get everybody together and go to the beach and I need to craft this shit, like.
Yeah. But I think so for me, like, let's say if I had a kid, and I wouldn't be passing that Book of Shadows on because, again, it might not fucking work for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the difference between the Book of Shadows and the Grimoire.
I know, but the things that are in the Grimoires might not even fucking work for them either. I think
like,
it's important to be able to do that year in a day study.
Yeah.
To even.
Well, I never done a year in a day study.
No.
No, it wasn't my vibe.
Yeah, I'm very traditional though.
You are very traditional, whereas I would be more. I don't like labels, and we're in a generation of labels right now.
I love a label.
I know.
I like some labels, but not all of them.
No, I'm not a label girly. Like, you know, I say I'm a witch. That's about as labely as I get. But do you see? Oh, I'm a traditional witch. I'm a green witch. I'm a white witch. I'm a grey witch. I'm a black witch. I'm a hedge witch. I'm a cottage witch. No,
I'm just a bitch.
I literally just take what I need from everything.
Yeah, you're an eclectic witch then.
Oh,
no, she's already said this before because she also studies Tibetan Buddhism.
Yeah, but that's very, 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 very personal, that one. So I'll never ever talk about it. I don't like labels. So you being a traditional witch and doing that, do you follow a traditional path?
Well, I'm not a traditional witch. I'm a traditional pagan. Because the reason why I make that distinction is because as much as I class what I do as witchcraft, I don't really do any spellcrafting.
Yeah, that's quite common.
Aside from maybe manifestation every now and then, like I cleansing every now and then, I wouldn't sit and do spells every week or every month. I couldn't even tell you the last time I did a spell work. It must have been years ago.
I find it very much with spell work is a necessity. Yeah. I wouldn't really come across witches very often that do spells spells as in set up a whole big ritual to do a spell. I would do that if I can't. I would be very much like you in the way of I will try and fix any problem I have by myself.
Exactly.
But if I really can't do it, if all else fails, I'm setting up that altar in the middle of my kitchen, like I said before.
Yeah, I have absolutely no problem hexing a bitch.
Yeah.
But like it would really need to be something that I couldn't physically go and do myself. Like if I can physically go out and punch him in the face, I'm going to do it first. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why I class myself not necessarily as a traditional witch. I'm a traditional pagan because I like to keep my sabbats and my espats holy. Well, not really my espats, but definitely my sabbats. I like to keep them holy. I like to do everyday pagan things like that and keep my practice alive.
Yeah.
And set my altar up for the different times of the year. But I wouldn't really class that as magic. It's a way of life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Answers the age-old question, but is witchcraft a religion?
No, it's a way of life.
No, witchcraft is a practice.
Is Wiccan a religion?
Yes, it is.
It's a cult.
It's a cult.
It's a full-on cult.
But this is the thing, is because witchcraft is a practice. So I can be an artist, but an artist drawn isn't my religion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a practice of something that you do with your hands. So you can be a Christian witch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is kind of defeats the purpose, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So it's not, that part's not religion. You need to find out, is it your religion or is it just something that you do with like a different type of artwork, really? Do you know what I mean?
To me, it's a craft.
Yeah.
It's a practice. You do it like, when I say I don't do spells all the time, I do rituals, like small things daily. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of things I would put in my Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
My big spells, my ceremonies and stuff, I would put in a grimoire. Mm-hmm. And I would pass it down because, in my opinion, if I can take a grimoire, right, if I need a spell for something and I can go into this grimoire, find the spell, and it has things that I don't have, I can just swap it out. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I'm going to write it down in my Book of Shadows. I'm not going to do it in my grimoire. My grimoire is what it is.
Yeah.
It's staying as it is because someday I might have bat nuts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You'll need
I don't have them right now, but I might have them someday.
Yeah.
And then I might need to spell you.
The grimoires are tried and tested theories.
Exactly. It's like sitting in school and they give you a textbook. That's what your grimoire is. And your Book of Shadows
is your draft.
Is your workbook.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it is. And I personally feel like any other books are unnecessary because what could you possibly need another book for?
Because we like books.
Because we like books and we like different covers. And
I meant in the craft, not just because we are us.
No, but yeah. But this is the thing. Like I have lots of you can get different grimoires and Book of Shadows and stuff even on Amazon. And I have, in that shelf over there, I think I have about seven different ones. But it's because you're going to find something different in each one of them. for it to be slightly different, and you'll get what. So I'm going to pick a bit about this one, and then it'll. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to mix and match.
Yeah, I'm a dedicated kind of girl. If I get drawn to something, like I did with that one from Mystic Enchantments, if I get drawn to that, I'm a loyal bitch. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be like, this is my spell book now. This is where I'm going to pull. I'm not going to use TikTok. I'm not going to use Facebook. I'm not going to use Instagram. I'm not going to look it up online. No. Why would I do that whenever I have one that has been passed down through centuries of a witch family? But yeah, so that is the difference between grimoires and books of shadows. A book of shadows is definitely more of a Wiccan thing.
Don't start that shit, because I have a new book of shadows coming that I'm using,
and
I am not Wiccan.
I am just going from a book of shadows. You're going to make it as a book of shadows. You're not making it as a grimoire.
Don't call me Wiccan ever again.
Do you know what I mean? On a second, is your book of shadows going to be blank and you're going to be filling it all in yourself?
Yes.
Well, that's the difference.
Then I wouldn't worry too much about it.
I'm just saying, don't ever lump me in with them.
But yeah, so there you go. That's the difference. That's what I think anyway. Well, that's the research that I've done. That's what I have been told. That like that's the difference. And I actually, will be honest, I didn't know there was a difference until I received the grimoire. Yeah. And then
you've been a witch for how long?
About 8 years now. I've always done Book of Shadows. Always, it's just been Book of Shadows. I've never really questioned it. And that just tells you should question everything. You really should. I do. Because it really wasn't until Janet had emailed me and she said something along the lines of, you definitely can talk about it. People should know the difference. And I was like, yeah, what?
Well,
what do you mean there's a difference? So then that's whenever I got into, I need to figure out why there's a difference, because I need to represent this properly. And then that's why I'm kind of like, so now I have this awesome grimoire that I can pass down to Thea or whoever.
Me.
Or Corri. And then I can have my Book of Shadows, which is just for me, with my information in it, with how everything is going down. So there you go. If you're thinking about buying a book, buy 2.
Where can we find Mystic Enchantments? If we want to go and see them and pop into their store, or even go online and join them.
So Mystic Enchantments is at 7 Wine Tavern Street in Belfast. And they also have a website, mysticenchantments.com. They are on Facebook. If you just search for them, they're there, because I'm not very good at figuring out what people's handles are. So Nikita will probably link it below.
I will try and find the link, and I will put it in all of our socials and up on the graphics here if you do want to give them a wee follow. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a break here, and we'll be back in a moment so I can guide you through a little creepy story of another local legend. Okay, so I thought we would stay in the realm of local stories like we did for last time. Last time we were in Belfast in the 1970s, and this time we are in Lurgan in the 1700s. Have you ever heard of the story of Marjorie McCaul?
No.
I think you might have, whenever I explain a little bit more.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. I probably will go, no idea. And then you'll talk and I'll go, I do know this.
I do. Well, this is actually somewhere where we can go and visit, because Marjorie McCall's grave is still in the Schenkel Cemetery. So we can go and see her. Where am I going? Well, we will see if Robyn wants to go once we say this little story.
Well, you said, Nikita, that cemeteries weren't actually haunted, so I'll go.
They're not actually, yeah. So before we start in, I'll explain that little side fact is that the least place you're ever going to find a ghost is in a cemetery, right? And let me tell you my theories on this, is that whenever you die, right, and it's been a while and you're no longer kind of connected to your body, the last fucking place you're going to go is a place that you have no connection to, and it's wild born, and it's just your body there. You're going to go to the places where you frequented often and where your loved ones are, where you lived, where you worked, places like that. You're not going to stand by your grave just waiting for goths to come and say hello.
I'm going to say that I actually would, because I would be like, I'm skinny. Watch my decomposing body going, oh my God, I'm finally a size 6.
Well, anyway, back to Marjorie McCall.
Sorry.
Poor little Marjorie McCall. This story I got from, I actually heard the story a very long time ago. There's different versions of the story, mostly through Scotland and stuff. We actually heard a version of this whenever we went to Edinburgh. You'll understand in a minute, Robyn. But this one comes from Lurgan in the 1700s, like I said. So thank you to Lurgan and Ancestry.com if you want to go and have a wee look at other stuff that they have. Back in the 1700s, times were very hard, as I'm sure we can imagine, and people made their pennies wherever they could. Kind of sounds a bit like 2026, I'm not going to lie. In this economy, some trades were frowned upon, however, and rightly so. One such trade was that of the resurrectionists. Do you know what they were?
No.
No? A resurrectionist was also known as a grave robber.
Oh.
These unsavoury types provided cadavers to many private medical schools throughout the UK, and at the start of the 18th century, business was booming. Do you know any famous body snatchers?
Ed.
Well, aside from Ed Gein, obviously, but he wasn't providing them to medical centres.
Still a grave robber.
Burke and Hare.
Burke and Hare, who were also from Ireland. Do you know who Burke and Hare is,
No.
Corri? You don't know who Burke and Hare is?
No.
We learned all about them when we were in Edinburgh.
I didn't go to Edinburgh.
No, but there's movies and all.
Have you never
about
seen the
them.
movie?
Like,
Oh,
is
the
it
movie's
Simon
so good.
Pegg done it? He done
It's,
Burke and Hare.
all I know is the guy that played Gollum, Andy Serkis, is in it.
And Simon Pegg. I'm going to Google
Yeah.
it actually, but I think it is Simon
Yeah,
Pegg.
they're from Ireland. They moved over to Scotland and did it. I'm going to explain it in the story anyway. But yeah, you have to. Maybe we'll do the story of Burke and Hare. I don't know at some point, but
Explain it to
go
me.
home and watch the movie. They are probably the most famous practitioners of this particular trade, and they found infamy almost 100 years later after this story. So after Marjorie, they became famous. Their notoriety wasn't really due to their grave robbing, though, more to do with their fresh supply of corpses to order, which basically means that Burke and Hare started out robbing graves of bodies, selling them to medical facilities so that they could learn how to perform surgeries. But the freshness of the bodies wasn't really happening a lot, so they just started killing people so that they could get more money. The fresher the body, the more money you had. They were both originally from Ireland, but they met up in Edinburgh, from where they went on to supply students of anatomy with more than their quota of cadavers. I think I'm going to have to do that story someday, or you're just going to have to come to Edinburgh with us and do that tour. It was great.
Yeah, I'm too broke for that.
Resurrectionists weren't quite unique to Edinburgh, though. In Ireland, surgeons were prepared to pay a fair price for a newly deceased person, and this provided employment opportunities for the local resurrectionists. This practice was, however, to prove a hair-raising experience for one such band of grave robbers in Lurgan in 1705. Marjorie McCaul was married to a doctor. They lived in Church Place, Lurgan, County Armagh, and by all accounts, they were very happy. Then Marjorie fell ill. Her husband, John, was beside himself with worry. And in the early 1700s, many illnesses that we consider minor today could be fatal back then. The fever was such a great catch-all for many of these ailments. They just said, oh, she has a fever. When, you know, it probably wasn't a fever. Maybe she needed,
The Black Plague.
Yeah, it's all just a fever, you know.
Consumption.
Viral infection.
Viral infection. Your brain went viral infection.
Yeah. You go to the doctors. Oh, it's a viral infection.
Yeah.
Every
When
time.
really all the medicine they give you back then was cocaine and orgasm.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I wouldn't have been mad.
I wouldn't be mad
saying.
in 2026 either if you want to give, well, maybe not the cocaine, but definitely the big O.
Yeah. I mean, I could do that myself, and my husband has also mastered that art. So, but a prescription for it would be quite nice.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
David, you can't go to work today because
yeah.
some of us need an
The
orgasm.
doctor just needs to give me a wee pink slip to hand to my husband so he
I
can
know.
sort out my pink slip. Anyway,
You dirty bitch.
sadly, Marjorie succumbed to her bout of fever and was buried in the Shankill Church of Ireland cemetery, not far from her home in Church Place. She was hastily buried for fear of the fever spreading, so they didn't really want anyone else to catch it. They thought, usually you have to wait a couple of days. They thought, fuck it, let's get her in a grave just in case she's, going to make us all sick. And that should have been the end of that. However, she was to become one of the most famous women in Lurgan and is still talked about to this day. There was quite a lot of commotion at the wake concerning the valuable ring that Marjorie was wearing. Many of the mourners tried in vain to prise the wedding ring from her fingers, perhaps because they anticipated the possibility that the grave robbers would desecrate Marjorie's resting place in order to steal the wedding ring, which they would have. Marjorie was buried still wearing her beautiful gold ring due to her husband's inability to remove it from her finger, which had swollen considerably after her death. The news of the treasure leaked out to the resurrectionists. They spotted the opportunity to give themselves a bonus because, why would you not? If you know there's a grave lying there and there's like gold in it back in the 1700s.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going for it for sure.
Yeah, because what else? Who else is going to go to God?
No, it's just like lying there doing nothing.
Exactly. You want that ring. That would fucking feed your family for a while.
My precious.
Talking about Andy Serkis.
That lined up quite well.
Yeah, I mean, full circles and all that shit. After the wake, which was traditionally an attempt to avoid premature burial, as the family of the deceased would sit and watch over the body for a few days to see if the person awakened, Marjorie was duly interred at the Shankill graveyard. That evening, before the soil had time to settle on Marjorie's coffin, the grave robbers paid a visit. Working under cover of darkness, they grappled in the dirt until they reached and opened her coffin. True to the rumour, the ring was still on her finger. Before removing the body, they attempted to purloin the valuable item, but it wouldn't budge. Being businessmen, they weren't about to allow such a prize to make its way to the surgeon's lab, and since she couldn't get any deader, they agreed to cut off the finger and get the ring off. Dun dun dun. As soon as they cut and the blood was drawn from Marjorie, she came to. She revived from the coma-like state she had fallen into, sat bolt upright, eyes wide, and wailed like a banshee.
I'd wail too if somebody cut my fucking finger
I
off.
know, right? There are differing reports as to the fate of the body snatchers. One states that one of the men dropped dead on the spot from the fright, which
heart attack.
Yeah, I mean, imagine. The other is that they both ran for their lives, never to resume their dubious occupation again. Meanwhile, Marjorie helped herself out of the ground and stumbled the short distance back home.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine if you were
casually.
like out for a wee dander that night and you just seen her walking past you? You'd be like,
Did I just see a ghost?
Slipped into an episode of The Walking Dead.
yeah.
At home, her husband John was sitting with their children and relatives, bemoaning her passing and toasting her journey off to a better place.
Could you imagine though? Right, you've just climbed out of a grave, and you walk home, and your husband's sitting there with a wee glass of champagne, like cha-ching. Excuse the fuck out of me.
Listen, hold on, he's
What's going
Irish, so I mean, we will drink at any occasion.
But especially a funeral.
I love a funeral.
So do I.
Whenever the door rapped 3 times, John, still racked with grief, said,
Say grief.
You need to start that again.
What did I say?
You said grief.
Grief?
Grief.
Did I?
Grief. Still, you actually said still
Almost
whacked.
like
Whacked
Whacked?
with grief. With
I
grief.
can't speak tonight. It's not.
Do you know what it was? See, when you said grief,
You thought I said grief. Oh my god.
Oh, compose yourself. Here we go again. I can't breathe.
Since she's a decomposing body, she probably did grief a few times.
Not again.
Right, can we wind up? When the door rapped 3 times, John, still racked with grief, exclaimed, "If your mother was still alive, I'd swear that was her knock." And sure enough, upon the door opening, John was confronted by his late wife, dressed in her burial clothes, dripping from her almost severed finger, but very much alive. John's response is disputed, but most tellings of the story agree that he dropped dead on the floor instantly. He was buried in the plot Marjorie had just vacated, which, I mean, I'm all for recycling, but it was probably still warm.
Waste not, want not.
Oh,
Exactly.
It was already paid for, especially in the
Already
1700s.
open. You don't even have to pay to open it. It's so expensive to open a grave nowadays.
I know. This was the 1700s, so I mean. Marjorie went on to remarry and have several more children, although it was rumoured that she left the grave pregnant by an unspecified suitor. What a girl. When she did finally die, she was returned to the Shankill graveyard, and to this day her gravestone still stands. It bears the inscription, "Lived once, buried twice." She is still remembered by the townspeople of Lurgan today, and it's said that on occasion she can be seen wandering the Shankill cemetery, perhaps looking for the robbers who nearly took her finger.
And possibly knocked her up.
And possibly not. Well, I don't think they knocked her up, Jesus. But she was definitely apparently a bit of a girl. Isn't that mad? So you can still go to see her grave site in the Shankill Cemetery. I'm sure if you look up on lurganancestry.com, you'll be able to find out roughly where she is. I would like to go and find her. I think
We
that'll be
need
a
to
cute
go.
day out.
Yeah,
We
that
need
would
to
be
go
fun.
Yeah.
You could go to McDonald's on the way home.
I mean, there's a McDonald's in Larne also. Like, it's not really a draw.
Yeah, but whenever I was younger, Mum took me out on like day trips to the cemetery, to see my dad. We went to McDonald's afterwards.
You do it just so you can go to
Feels
McDonald's.
relevant.
That is the story of Marjorie McCaul. who died once but was buried twice. Can you imagine getting buried alive?
No, actually, as we all know, this is not my vibe.
Yeah, what, the close spaces?
I cannot. No.
So apparently, if you are buried alive in a coffin, right, you're, this is going to sound terrible, but you can't climb up. You can't break what's above you. You break below, right? And this is going to sound weird, just in case anybody's ever buried alive and they need to know how to get out. Science says break the coffin below you, pee in it, so that all the soil gets compacted and there's a hole there, and then whenever you break through the top, then the soil has somewhere to go and you won't suffocate to death.
Yeah, because if you think about it, whenever the graves have the dirt put back on top of them, it's compacted down. So underneath the coffin isn't going to be that level anyway. So obviously, if you pee on it and compact it down more, there's going to be a bigger gap there than what there is above you. I'm gonna
have a Viking burial. Fuck that.
Just burn me.
No,
you don't want to be burned.
No, I want
push me out to push me out to sea.
Cremate me and then fuck my ashes in the
my
bin
cousins
for all I care.
My cousin's like a champion archer, so just push me out on a wee raft and then he can set my body on fire.
Yeah, just make sure that you're actually dead and not like Marjorie. Could you imagine being burned and waking up?
We have before.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, you walked into that yourself.
You just gave her the ick there.
They couldn't
I know.
Shh. Stop it. It's terrible. Anyway, we were going to take another quick break and then we're going to go on to our bookish topic of the week, which I'm very excited for because Corri told me already what our topic is. And it's one that I am personally very passionate about. So we will see you in a sec. Okay, now that we are back, Corri, what is up with the reading section of our podcast today? What have you been reading?
I've been reading Nero from the Alliance series by S.J. Tilley.
I've heard nothing but Nero out of Robyn's and your mouth for such a long time.
Robyn bullied me for
a long time.
2 years at least to read Nero, and I'm saying, no, I'm not really in the mood for Mafia. So I thought, fuck it, last year, August, actually, the month I read the most books, it was S.J. Tilley's entire backlog.
It was S.J. Tilley's fault?
Yeah. No, it was Robyn's fault.
Yeah, S.J. Tilley's unreal, but she absolutely is. She's the queen.
So Nero is from a 4-book Mafia series. He's unhinged, clingy, has serious FOMO. I prefer the term can't see shit for wanting it.
Well, yeah.
But the books are Nero and King. They are the Alliance, who are then joined by Dom, who is my absolute fave because he is the most unfucking hinged one out of them all, and then Hans. Thoroughly recommend it. If you are into Mafia romance, they are lush.
Oh my God.
Have you read them all?
All of them several times over.
Repeatedly.
Repeatedly.
Again.
More.
This is where I start to realise that my taste in books and your taste in books are two very different things.
I think we were talking about this the other day, weren't we? And I was like, fantasy's better.
See, one of the biggest things that me and Robyn love about S.J. Tilley's books, her FMCs are all plus-sized women.
And we are curvy girls.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
But the men are all...
Yeah, Nero. I named my guinea pig Nero.
You what?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was that obsessed. I was like, I have a guinea pig. You're Nero. You're now the king of my house. Turns out he's an arsehole and he hates me, but this is where we are in life.
I mean, if you go for the real Nero, that's kind of tracks.
So Nero is advertised as dark mafia, but it's not. It's more grey. Wouldn't even call it grey, would you?
Nah, it's kind of
like there's people get murdered on it.
Yeah,
that's
it's not like super light, but it's not like super dark.
It's like mid.
It's like mid.
It's like mid dark.
Yeah.
Or if you're somebody like me and Robyn, it's not dark at all.
No, it's easy peasy.
Okay.
It's like reading.
Crazy. So next up on the list for me to read is Coerced by Candy Strite. The tropes are age gap, dark stalker, possessive hero, dubious consent, forced proximity, enemies to lovers. And then after that, I found a new author on TikTok.
Okay, who is it?
He's a biker.
What?
He's a biker.
He's a biker.
He's a biker.
She loves to be biker.
I'm a simp for bikers. FYF, if anybody has any MC romances, send them my way, please. I want to read them. So his book, he's actually only wrote one book so far, and the next one's to come out, and it's only a short story. It's 108 pages. Mm-hmm. It's called Floki Drogerson.
Ooh.
I done that absolutely no justification. Floki Drogerson.
Why did you sound like your man from Star Wars there?
Please cut that part out.
No, absolutely not.
If I had to suffer last time, you have to suffer this time.
So it's a story about a woman's journey to find her identity after troubled relationship and motherhood. Other elements come into play when a mysterious man enters the picture.
I love a wee mysterious man.
Yeah.
So the FMC, life takes a very dramatic turn and she heads into exciting and new waters by the end of the book. It is called The End of the Beginning.
The End of the Beginning.
The End of the Beginning.
And you haven't read it? Is that your next one?
I have not read it at all. I had sent the author a message asking him what the tropes were, and he sent me a long big list of the stuff that is. There's too many messages for me to read so far, so I need to do it later. But I have a gripe with him.
Why?
It's 108 pages and he's charging £5.72 for an ebook.
Stop.
I don't know if he realises that people don't actually own ebooks.
No.
They're long-term rentals.
Any online media that you buy, whether it be movies on Amazon Prime or it's a Kindle book, you don't actually own that unless you download the PDF, which Amazon is now making it so authors can decide not to do that, because the problem with that is I turned mine off for my books, because if you say yes you can download the PDF, then it can go up on sites where people steal it on you, basically.
It's on the piracy
sites was the word I was
AI
looking for.
steals it, and we'll get onto that in a minute. So well. But yes, I'm actually going to send him a message tomorrow about this, because I really genuinely do not think he knows.
Yeah.
That.
But at the end of the day, guy still needs paid.
Yes, but it's 108 pages, Robyn.
Yeah, so
They're usually charged at 99p.
Yeah.
You do not own an ebook.
No.
You're borrowing the rights to read it.
I'm fully aware that the reader has a gripe, but
I have bought.
what about as an author?
Okay, so I can speak to this because I am one. My ebooks for a 350 page book is $3.99. My novella, I think was at $1.99, and it was about the same length, I think.
Yeah. I downloaded. Did I download?
I would never spend
went.
$5.99
Nope.
I went.
on a book. Period. I don't care how long it is.
Really?
The Everking was another one that really pissed me off. It was an ebook, and I can't remember how many pages it was. Maybe it was less than 500, I think. And they charged £12.
No, absolutely never.
ebook.
I'm not.
You see,
I'm
I'm
not.
down with the kids when it comes to this. I'm just like, if I want to read a book, I'm going to pay for it. That's my problem.
But this is where I've just rather buy the paperback, because then at least I have a hard copy that I can
I'm not
want
gonna,
to resell.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
like
gonna
to
buy
read
a
the Kindle
paperback
book
unless
first,
I like it.
and then if I really like it, I will buy the paperback.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I do.
My
No,
hands
see-
get sore holding books, so I can't.
Yeah,
physically
my
hold
thing
them.
is if the ebook is cheap enough, I'll get the ebook if it's like a normal price, and if it's too expensive, I'll just buy the paperback, because at least then I can recoup my money and sell it on.
The literary world is a fiercely competitive world.
Clearly, I'm finding this out.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. So
I learned all this whenever Nikita first started publishing books, because I was the one that was along for the ride.
yeah,
Those
I'm not
ones-
down for the business side. I just want to hear about like
The
when I'm talking to
spicy
Nikita. I'm
cool
like,
parts?
yeah, I'm like, can you show me a picture of that sex scene, please?
But then
drawn it yet? 'Cause I
we
wanna
make
see it.
we make the faux pas of creating AI images, and then Nikita tells us.
That was an accident. I didn't know.
It was, but here's the thing: because she had said about that, I looked into AI and the effects of it on the literary world, and it is fucking
ridiculous.
awful.
This
So
is
bad.
this is the part I was looking forward to, is the whole AI conversation. Can I just preface this
Yep, go
before
ahead.
I let you go off? I want to make just to make publicly, because I don't think I've said it anywhere aside from my Instagram bio, but if you know me as an author and an artist, I am very anti AI. Like, to my core, I am very, very passionate about this. So the fact that we're having this conversation is really, really important, because I don't think a lot of people understand the gravity of the situation when it comes to AI and how it affects all types of jobs, not even just creative jobs, authors, artists. It's going to affect everybody at some point. And I don't think Robyn especially knew any of this.
No, I really didn't. And I was like, I had made this image, and it was, to be fair, it was a really cool image.
It was really
It
cool.
was a
Don't
really
get me
cool
wrong.
image.
It was.
And we
We'll
put
just
it
get
in,
Nikita to make a better one.
yeah, well, that's what she said she would do. So I put it in the group chat and was like, this is really cool, we should use it.
And I wasn't awake yet.
She wasn't awake yet, and Corri and me were like, yes, let's just fucking put it everywhere, because that's really cracker. Like, and then we put it up, and Nikita was like, I'm sorry, but I can't actually, have anything to do with yous anymore, because and I was like,
She wasn't quite that.
but like,
harsh.
I
She
had,
said she couldn't
I had
interact
said,
with the picture.
I had said to Corri, Nikita's gonna hate this. She fucking hates AI. Turns out it's not that she hates AI. It's that AI is absolutely disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
diabolical. Like, on the
So
environment
yes.
alone, it's so damaging. One chat GPT image consumes 500 mils of water.
I don't even consume 500 mils of water.
Nor do I, unless coffee and Coke
There has
counts.
to be caffeine in it.
Yeah.
Caffeine is a must. But they've estimated that by 2027, AI centres will have used 4.2 to 6.6 billion metric tons of water. That is a lot.
That's ridiculous.
We don't even get, like, considering where we live, we get a lot of rainfall. We wouldn't even create that in a year.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. And there's even, I know I did the studies before, there's places that they're trying to get for, like, basically hubs to hold all of these things.
Yes.
In the Appalachian Trails.
Yes.
And but there's ones even further north than that. I don't know if it's somewhere in Canada or where it is, but they have had that there for 2 years, and that place that who normally gets snow doesn't even snow anymore.
The Appalachian Trails, they're looking there predominantly at the minute because there's so much unused land now from the coal mines. So it's wasted land as they're looking at it, but it's also perfect temperatures, materials, the minerals, water sources, the whole lot. So they're going to kill off more land that way because those data centres create so much heat.
Yeah, and you're going to be ruining the ecosystem for animals that live there. You're going to ruin the water for people that live there. The radiation alone, it's just not good for the planet.
Yep. So after I'd spoke to you about AI, because I'd said I was going to do it with piracy, Nikita's like, oh, we need to go do the AI side. I thought, right, okay. I deep dived for 6 hours until it felt like my eyes were bleeding.
Yeah.
Trying to find out all this information. A lot of it was a roadblock, and it was the same thing over and over again. But the actual AI overview on Google, I thought it was going to be very for AI, but it actually wasn't.
No.
So it was
Even
not.
AI doesn't like AI.
AI.
I mean, that tells you a lot.
AI is completely impartial when it comes to telling you about
Itself.
AI itself.
Yeah, it's well, it has to be. I mean, it's programmed by humans, so
Yeah, it was there that I actually found a study by the University of Cambridge. So a new report involving hundreds of literary creatives from across the UK fiction publishing industry reveals widespread fears over copyright violation, lost income, and the future of the art form as generative AI tools and LLM authored books flood the market. Just over half, 51% of published novelists in the UK say that artificial intelligence is likely to end up entirely replacing their work as fiction writers, a new report the University of Cambridge has found. Close to 2/3, 59% of novelists say they know their work has been used to train AI large language models, LLMs, without permission or payment.
Yeah, because I know that in America there's a court case going on at the minute because you can put your name in as an author to find out whether or not you were the one of the people that was stole from. Luckily, I wasn't. I checked. Because I'm not big enough yet. But a lot of people that I know are in this court case that are trying to get compensation.
But did you know as well that it wasn't just AI that was stealing that information? It was actual readers passing that information on to AI bots.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I've even seen beta readers and ARC readers feed the whole text of a book into ChatGPT to ask for feedback to give back to the author.
There's authors who've had their entire accounts on Amazon taken down because their books have been pirated by AI and readers.
This doesn't sound like an AI problem. This sounds like a fucking people problem.
It is.
This is why
Well,
I
it's
fucking hate
both.
people.
It is, but it's
I
also
fucking hate
AI
people.
too, because AI is constantly
So
searching
all basically
for the
AI does
information.
is it goes straight onto the web, on the web just in general, and it just gets scores and scores of information and uses that to build its thing that you ask it. So I mean, it doesn't need to ask permissions, it doesn't need to ask for anything. And even with artwork, so you type in a prompt that says, I don't know, I want a woman warrior in the middle of a battlefield. It can't create that on its own. So what it does is it finds all the images online of women in armor or whatever, and it puts them all together. So they're actually using it from photography and artists that's already been drawn. And just to get a wee random segue, even because you can't do it on ChatGPT because they don't allow sexual images, but you can. There are ones out there that where you can basically make your own online porn, but that comes from, those images have to come from somewhere. So that's someone's body that has just been manipulated to move.
Yeah.
And that's very invasive.
Yeah.
It just gives me the ick. This is why I have had a lot more anxiety with my next release than I did with the Whisper of Witches series, is because basically from what I've seen, every author, every artist at the minute is having to prove that they have not used AI in their work. I mean, I saw a girl who I got some of my character art done from there recently had to prove that she didn't use AI. And It's awful. And I have this image as like, as soon as I release something, I go, oh, it sounds AI. And then how do you prove that it wasn't? Do you know what I mean? And it fucks me up because I know there's a lot of authors out there. There's some authors who in the camp of, well, it helps. You know, AI helps. I use it to help me with my grammar, or I use it to make this sentence sounds better. But if you do not have the skills to do that yourself, you cannot call yourself an author, in my opinion. There is a difference between generative AI and assistive AI. Like I use assistive AI literally all day. I'll use spell check. I'll use the grammar thing on Word. It'll tell me, hold, this doesn't sound too right. There should be a comma here. That is assistive AI. It's going to help me, or autocorrect, everything that to do with that. But whenever it starts to generate things from stuff that I did not put in myself, that is where I draw the line. You cannot call yourself an author if you use generative AI at all. And I don't care if you've used it as to make a cover for your book, or you've used it to make artwork for your book, then I cannot then have the confidence that you didn't use it in your writing also. And it's just, it shows the lack of interest that you have. And the comeback from what I've seen, a lot of people who use it for artwork are saying, well, I don't have the money to pay artists to get me a good cover. I don't have the money to pay for the artist to give me character art. And my reply to them always is, cry about it. Like, what did you expect? Like 20 years ago, 10 years ago?
Yeah, you can still use Canva. Canva has AI side to it, but it's completely separate. It says on it is AI, but Canva exists for a reason. There's other tools you can use as well that doesn't steal from other people. A lot of those covers that have been used on books lately that have been created by AI have been stolen from cover artists. There's so much more to this research, and it's just way too fucking long for me to read into it. But basically, authors are having their written work stolen. Cover artists are having their graphics stolen from them. It's a wild ride. It's put a big hit into the author industry. There's authors have had their books taken down from Amazon because the covers are AI. But this is the thing. I think it is so prevalent at the minute, but you can tell whenever artwork is AI, you can just can't. And there's going to be some time you can't, right? But you can tell. And for me, at the minute, is that once you can tell that author is instantly blacklisted from everything I do. If I see an AI generated image on any artist's page, I don't care if it's a picture of you lying on your bed with Ghostface in the background, I will block you. And you will.
I'm so glad I didn't do that trend.
Yeah. Well, you're not an author. Do you know what I mean? You can do what you like.
I thought you meant just a person in general.
No. I mean, I'll think differently of you, but as an author, I will not interact with you. You will never get onto Belfast Books and Ballgowns. I actually have it on the people's forms whenever you sign up for Belfast Books and Ballgowns. If you use AI, don't even bother applying because I will out you. Well, listen, the whole AI debate can go on for a very long time. Have you learned stuff, Robyn?
I have learned.
So you're off the AI bandwagon?
Yes, I'm off the AI bandwagon.
We have convinced you?
Yes. No, do you know what? It's terrible. And as you say, this could go on forever. And I am so uneducated in it. But if you tell me it's bad and not to use it, then I'm going to trust you and say it's bad and I'm not going to use it. And I apologise for ever using it.
You don't have to apologise for ever using it. I mean, there's a difference between not knowing and then knowing and still doing it. You know what I mean? But,
assistive AI that has been around for a long time is fine.
Yeah.
It's the generative AI
anything that needs to come up anything that needs to create something by stealing it from others is not a vibe. However, I will continue to use my autocorrect.
Can I just say, Pat, there's quite a few songs at the minute that are created by AI or AI even that I love.
I know, because you were in the car and you were like, Robyn, play this song, play the song.
No, you had this argument with me in the car the last time we were recording that you said, prove that that's created by AI. And it's not even that the music is being created by AI, it's the voice.
I know, but what I'm saying is you cannot stand there with a straight fucking face, Corri, and sit into a whole segment about AI and tell me how it's bad for authors and then still listen to AI music.
Three songs. It's not that she said she listened to it, she just said she enjoyed it before she realised it was AI. Because she did say...
they're still on my playlist. I'm going
Corri!
Hold my hands up to that.
I was trying.
That is the most contradictive shit.
I will say...
One of the artists, right, she has it clearly stated that the music and the words she has created, but she has used an AI voice.
Okay, but that's still stealing.
This voice that she used, this one voice that I listened to, was given to AI to be used.
Okay.
They got paid voluntary. For it.
Yes. As long as they get paid for it,
was voluntary.
Fine. All I'm saying is I live with a musician and...
yes, a very good musician.
Yeah, and he's just, I mean, he's not really doing as much music at the minute, but he said he's glad he's getting out of it now because there's going to be no jobs
But
for
he
any
still loves
musician coming up.
writing.
He loves writing, yeah, but I mean, what the fuck's the point if
Yeah,
if
we
you
can
just
just
make
make
a new album?
We get to hear his bangers ball on Instagram.
Yeah, that's it. I know. So to round us off for the end of our podcast, do we have any listeners' questions for this week?
I love this part.
So do I.
We'll start off with the obvious question that everybody wants to know the answer to.
Which is?
What was behind the beep?
Yes, Robyn, what was behind the beat?
Robyn.
What did you say? Why do you hate cowboys so much?
You really want to know?
We really
You
want to know.
Tell me.
Well, hopefully that cleared that up.
I know. I mean, everybody was dying to know. Well, now you know.
It's really
Now
not
you
that
know.
interesting.
Yeah, I know.
It really isn't.
It's kind of common knowledge, though.
I have a question.
Okay.
What words give you the ick in books? Now, I know Nikita's and Robyn's, so I'm going to put this in context with mine.
Okay.
Are you ready for
I
it?
feel like I'm going to be
I
sick.
feel like I've got that egg already.
I know.
Right, hold on. Shh.
Although it gets dramatic music on in the background.
Do you like it when I rub my rod through your slick, moist folds? Oh! Yes, Daddy!
Oh.
So, folds and moist is Nikita's.
That's mine. Yeah, it's like
Daddy is Robyn's. It's also mine too. It's like, Daddy.
Don't mind
I
Daddy.
know you don't mind Daddy, but I
You're
just couldn't imagine having a ride and going, Daddy.
I think
Daddy.
I think it's because I've never had one, so it doesn't really have any connotations for me.
Fair enough. I have a daddy and I love my daddy, and that's just.
No, I never had a dad that was
Mine's
ever at
rod.
home,
I fucking hate the word rod.
so his rod.
His rod, his hard rod, shaft, dick, penis, anything but rod.
I can't.
Another
I've ever
one that makes
read
me
Rod before.
Have you not?
No, I don't
Oh,
think.
I've read that. Fantasy books are fucking woeful
Fan-
for it.
fantasy books are a bit. Yeah.
The one that always comes up in the fantasy books is To the Hilt. And every time I read that, and I'm like,
to the hilt doesn't bother me because it's like a sword hilt. It's the hilt.
no, but I know it's
sword
all
hilt.
very phallic. I understand, but like, it's just the more times you read it, it's just like, oh my
It kind of the seed kind of gives me the ick a little bit.
god, his seed.
His seed
Moist.
What you planted me at?
leaves his seed inside of me, or I left
Dripping
my.
out of me.
I can see my seed running down her thighs. Stop it!
Stop it.
Stop it!
How do you know if a man has a high sperm count?
Oh God!
If you have to chew before you swallow.
That's fucking disgusting. Lee Rogers says, "Have you thought about any guests?"
Lee Rogers, we know that you're wanting to get on this podcast, and don't worry, my darling, we will bring you on at some point and make you blush.
And yes, and thank you, the Bad and the Bandit, for the shout out on your podcast.
Yes, it was very cute. But we
very
do
nice.
plan on having guests eventually. I have a couple of ideas in my head, but I think we want to get the first couple of these down first, so we know a system before we invite anybody else into the chaos.
I don't know how
Yeah,
I feel
we're
about
chaotic
guests.
enough.
Why.
I just, I don't
You don't
know.
like anyone stealing your spot?
No, I wouldn't mind the Bat and the Bandit. That would be fine. It's
okay.
not that I would.
Well, you see, I was thinking
can we
this.
just remember I'm not a fucking people person. So
Yes,
you're going to
but
introduce
It's
me
going to
to
be
our
someone
people.
that you know.
Like,
that-
as long as it's somebody we know.
Coming up to Halloween, we'll bring Corri in to do a story with Nikita because we all know she loves to be murdery subject.
Oh, Carrie would be very good for
Yeah.
movies, to be fair.
Bring Galen for with me. With
Well,
the
what I
books.
was thinking, if we are going to do guests, it would be like a bonus episode, and it'll be like a one-on-one
Yeah.
interview with said person.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Okay, so we got the nod of approval.
Moving on.
We'll discuss that later. Yeah. Okay, Nikita. What is your research process when you write?
I would say it's very different depending on what I'm writing. So for the urban fantasy that I released, this Whisper of Witches series, all of the research in it was very witchcraft based. So I didn't really have to do much research. I already knew it because I don't know if you know this, but I'm a witch. So I
also-
already knew all of those anyway. My fascination is witchcraft trials and burn-ins throughout Europe and stuff. So I knew all that information anyway. So my thing is, for this one that I'm doing, my research looks a little bit different because it's more researching the history of the Fae and the actual lore. So I want to make sure that the lore is correct. You know, like the Fae can't lie, or can they? And the different types of fairies. And I did start longsword Hema fighting to make sure my sword fighting scenes are correct. So it's stuff like that for me. I think it depends on what you're writing though. Like if you're going to be doing crime, you want to make sure that your detective is doing the things by the law of where it's written, you know. So but that's how I do it. I try and write really close to things that I already know, so the research doesn't take as long.
What is some of the best ways to get unstuck and less stagnant? So I know who sent this, so I know she's talking about witchcraft.
Yes.
I don't think stuck and stagnant. I said this the other night. I don't think stuck and stagnant is necessarily a bad thing.
No.
Okay.
I think stuck and stagnant gives you space. Mm-hmm. I think it means that you can actually look around and go, okay, so this is where I am.
It's a time to stop and reassess.
Exactly.
Or assess.
So the best way, in my opinion, to be less stuck or less stagnant is to look at what you have, look at what you want and what's standing in your way. Mm-hmm. So to do that, you could do a road opener spell. So if you figure out what's standing in your way, you do a road opener spell and to clear the path. If it's energetically stuck, the best way to clear that stuck energy is to put your Alexa on and put your favourite song on and just bang it out in the kitchen.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how I would if I was stuck or stagnant. But if I feel stuck or stagnant, I am always like, right, okay, if I feel stuck or stagnant, then this gives me the opportunity to go, okay, where are we?
Yeah. What do we need?
What do we need?
What am I doing?
What are we doing? What's the next step forward? Mm-hmm. And to think about it logically first.
Yeah.
And then once you've thought about it, you can dance all that energy off.
Well, that is the end of the listeners' questions. Thank you so much to everybody who sent one in. We will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us again. We hope to see you very soon. And join us all on our socials. I am Nikita Rogers Author on Instagram. Robyn is Robyn Venus Rising on Instagram. And Corri is Corri.Amelia also on Instagram. You can find us on all the places. Make sure you are subscribed and following us. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Love you.